Or on any Series XM connected device. Due to a large scale of amendment.
Wait, the green lawn, the fountains in Vegas, the agriculture that you've done such a nice job highlighting the problems there. And I'm just going to take the rest of it off the air, but I really do appreciate hearing these issues on the radio there in the chat.
Tim, thank you so much for your call. Mark, Tim brings up a point that has water been underpriced, and eventually will we have to look at not just California, but everyone? Will we have to pay the piper, for lack of a better term?
Well, you're seeing that right now. There's a water market, and farmers.
It doesn't change what you need.
Last few years, I've just gotten together with David Barton, Lance Wall now, and some other people that may not be as well known. And every time we get together, it is just amazing that God has knit our hearts together. And so a couple of years ago, we just decided we got to find out what he's doing. Resources and start affecting the body of Christ in getting out and making a difference in our culture.
They're selling that water for $600 now an acre foot. And that water market is interesting because it frees up water, and it also is scary in that what'll happen.
Thanks for the call.
In times of scarcity, it's only the biggest cities, the biggest farmers will be able to afford that water. And so water then becomes a means by which to make California a more unequal place. So, that is it's a good solution, but it's also fraught with some issues.
Yeah, and a little later, I want to talk to you about a very large farmer, maybe the richest farmer in America, who at one time was farming water as well. But let's quickly go to another caller here. Let's go to Suzanne, calling from West Hampton, New York. Suzanne, you're on the air.
Hi, thanks for taking my call. I want to talk a little bit about landscaping and lawns. Food is one thing. We all need food. But what we don't need is green lawn, which also incidentally have a lot to do with water pollution, fertilizer, pesticides. But here on the East Coast, we use 70% of our water in the summertime on landscaping, and we're landscaping and watering with plants that don't belong here. Any ecosystem, wherever it is, has within it the plants that can withstand the environment, all the wind, the sun, the temperatures, the water, and yet we're bringing plants from all over the world to plant in places where they don't belong, and then we use water. And the biggest culprit is the lawns. I know that the Sea of Cortez is dried up before it gets to the coast because of water that's being taken out upstream, and a lot of it's for landscaping. And again, we all need food, but do we really need the landscaping. I call it the ecosystem versus the ecosystem.
Well,
And
Suzanne, I'm going to take it back from there because we have to take a break, but thank you so much for your call. Caller Suzanne from New York there saying that humans build an ecosystem rather than an ecosystem around them. We're talking this hour with Mark Eriks, his author of the new book, The Dredge Code, Chasing Water and Dust Across California. We're at 800-422-8255. We'll be right back. This is On Point.
The United States spends more money on its military budget than any other country in the world by far. I'm Marty Moscowane, and today Radio Times, we take a critical look at the budgeting process and why the Pentagon failed its last audit. Then what to know
Please
about
follow the
US
directional
government
info on the display when leaving. Turn right and then immediately turn left.
this evening at 9 East, 6 West on NPR Now.
NPR is dedicated to news that keeps you informed. From our bureau in Moscow.
Please follow the directional info on the display when leaving. Turn right and then immediately turn left.
The Magical History Tour begins Friday, 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 Pacific.
On the Beatles channel, Sirius XM 18.
Support for On Point comes from LifeLock. LifeLock with Norton reminds consumers that cyber criminals can steal identities, sell personal information on the dark web, and even infect mobile devices with malware. Learn more at lifelock.com. And Noom, offering a personalized weight loss program that uses psychology and small goals to change habits with the goal of losing weight and keeping it off for good. Learn more at Noom, Noom.com.
Please follow the directional info on the display when leaving. Turn left and then turn left.
I'm Meghna Chakrabarty. We're talking this hour with Mark Eriks. He's authored the new book, The Dredge Plan, Chasing Water and Dust Across California. And we're at 800-423-8255. It's 800-423-TALK. And there's an excerpt, by the way, of Mark's book at our website, onpointradio.org. Well, Mark, a little earlier in the show, you talked about how water in California and its story isn't actually all that well understood even by many Californians. I'm wondering if you yourself didn't understand it as a boy growing up in Fresno. I mean, what was your awareness of the water and its complicated politics and history?
My grandparents lived in a suburb of Fresno, right next to a big irrigation canal. And there were these ditches that just crisscrossed, almost like lattice work, our suburban neighborhoods. And you're growing up in this thing, and you're really stupid to your place, as a kid. That's all
Turn
kids
left.
probably are. I certainly was. And I never asked
Arriving
myself,
at your destination
where
on the
is this water
left.
coming from? Who's it going to, and by what right? And all I knew is my grandmother would tell me, don't go near that irrigation canal. Don't walk up there. You'll get dizzy, you'll fall in, you'll drown, and they won't recover your body. I said, well, why not? She said, because that water needs to flow to these farms, and they're not going to shut down that flow to recover the body of one silly boy. And so, so we were kind of done to our place, and that puzzle is what really kind of keeps me at this place, trying to figure it out. And it's a life's work. It really is to understand what we did here.
Water is, you said it's a public good, but there are places where it is being privatized. But that Stewart.
In 700 feet, turn left at the traffic light onto MacArthur Boulevard. Turn left at the traffic light onto...
The reinventions upon the original invention. And so it's kind of a privilege to be able to figure out the place. I'll set it up a little bit. My grandfather is an Armenian. He's living in Constantinople. The genocide in 1915 breaks out. 1.5 million Armenians are massacred. He survives by hiding in the attic in Istanbul. He takes up there some books, French poet Verlaine, Maupassant, and he hides up there. And when he comes down, he has he becomes a young poet, and he gets a chance. A rich, wealthy Armenian survivor of the genocide falls in love with his poetry and asks him, do you like to go to the Sorbonne in Paris? And so yes, that's where he's headed. And then these letters come, each one more blood red than the one before, from his uncle, the only surviving patriarch of the family, who's moved to Fresno, California, and he's telling them he has to come here. And there's my grandfather in his later years before civility set in, he told me about his letters. That when you finish eating their delicious meat, you can float inside their shells in the cool waters of irrigation canals. Armenians by the thousands have come. We are farming raisins. We have started 2 newspapers, a theater group, a literary group, and 2 coffee houses. You must see it with your own 2 eyes to believe it. So my grandfather, Paris or Fresno, he takes the bait, comes out here in 1920, and the next thing you know, he's a food tramp, traveling up and down the valley, picking the fruits and vegetables.
So this use of the word from your grandfather's uncle, I mean that is what Californians were trying to create.
The system optimizes the preventive occupant safety and thus actively provides for even more safety. With its pre-crash functions as of a certain speed, the system can recognize critical driving situations, which could lead to an accident, such as an emergency stop, and severe understeering or oversteering. Protection measures are automatically undertaken to minimize the risks in case of an accident as much as possible. For example, the front belts are pre-tensioned as required, and side windows are closed. Depending on the equipment package, the slide tilt glass roof is also closed. Active protection can also be triggered by other driving safety systems. For example, if the approach control warning with light braking function detects the threat of a collision, or if the rear end collision prevention detects a possible collision.
This garden of almost unbelievable delights as he writes here. And that persists. I mean, the desire to do that persists, I think, is still even to this day. But
the evasion assistant supports the driver in making evasive maneuvers in certain situations, such as when obstacles suddenly appear. Sensors monitor the area around the vehicle and identify clearance suitable for evasion. A camera close to the interior mirror monitors the area in front of the vehicle. In case of an impending collision with a detected obstacle, a warning is issued. When there is an increased risk of collision, an acute warning is issued with a warning tone. If the driver initiates an evasive steering maneuver during an acute warning, the system intervenes with targeted support. The system steers the vehicle safely into the clearance it has identified around the vehicle. The driver continues to be responsible for monitoring the vehicle surroundings and traffic situation.
One of the lessons of your book is that dream is just running flat up against reality.
It's a really powerful...
The system is thereby helpful to recognize collision risks and supports you to prevent collisions while braking. Sensors in the front bumper and a video camera monitor traffic in front of your vehicle. And can recognize vehicles that are in the detection range of the sensors and video camera. These vehicles may be parked or moving. For example, if a vehicle that is moving in front of you brakes abruptly, a quick reaction may be required. When a moving vehicle is recognized in front of you, the system will help optimize the response time with a two-step warning. The first warning step is the preliminary warning. It will signal a warning with an emerging danger of collision, or if the distance to the vehicle that is moving in front of you is very short. This warning is given by displaying a corresponding symbol on the instrument panel. At the same time, the brake system will be made ready for a possible full application of the brake. The second warning step is the acute warning in the event of an imminent danger of collision. The symbol on the instrument panel will begin to flash, and an audible warning signal will sound at the same time. In addition, your vehicle will brake slightly automatically to initiate the braking procedure, which you will be able to then finish yourself and intuitively to a full application of the brake. The system thereby supports your own responses to traffic and thereby makes driving safer every time.
And you know, as his train's coming in, he's saying, wow, this is just like the old land. But it wasn't. It was this supercharged experiment that really had not slowed down since the gold rush. I mean, that was that beginning, that hurtling forward is something that became...
The system enables especially convenient operation of selected iDrive functions. A camera in the roof lining scans an area in front of the dashboard. Gestures performed in this area are detected by the system. Depending on the equipment, various functions can be operated. Incoming calls can be accepted. Move the index finger back and forth in the direction of the monitor screen. Incoming calls can be rejected. Swipe the hand across the breadth of the control display towards the passenger side. The volume can be increased. Move the hand with a forward extended index finger in a clockwise circular motion. The gesture will be recognized after approximately one circular movement. The volume can be reduced. Move the hand slowly with a forward extended index finger in a counterclockwise circular motion. Here too, the gesture will be recognized after approximately one circular movement. With the surround view equipment package, it is possible to turn the camera. Make a pinching movement with thumb and index finger and move the hand horizontally to the left or right. Additionally, it is possible to set a personally definable gesture. A favorite function, such as changing radio stations, can be chosen from a selection via iDrive and perform with the personal gesture. This variety of gestures makes driving even more convenient during a trip. BMW Gesture Control helps to reduce non-essential distractions from traffic conditions.
Ethos, and it's still there, and now it's bumping up against.
The system projects information that is relevant for driving directly into the field of view on the windscreen. The displayed information includes the current speed, navigation information, and speed limit information, including no passing zones. The display can be adjusted horizontally and vertically via the control center in order to achieve the most ergonomic position possible. For good recognizability, the intensity of the projection automatically adjusts to daytime and nighttime light conditions.
The constraints of too many people, the overdevelopment of farmland, the overdevelopment of cities.
This system lets you comfortably access your vehicle without activating the remote control. You simply have to have the remote control on you, for instance, in your pants pocket. When you grasp the door handle, the vehicle automatically detects the remote control nearby. In this way, the doors and tailgate can be comfortably unlocked, and you don't have to hold the remote control in your hand. Your finger just needs to touch the marked area for about 1 second to lock the vehicle. Depending on the vehicle's features, the tailgate can be unlocked and opened entirely without touching it. For instance, when your hands are full. Sensors monitor 2 sensor fields behind the bumper. By standing centrally behind the vehicle, you can cause the tailgate to open. Move your foot straight forward through both sensor fields to open the tailgate. Or close it.
And you know what's going to happen. And so, but the myth is ever so powerful.
Yeah. So one of the great joys of live radio is you never know where the conversation's going to go, but one of the pains is that I'm trying to balance a lot of different things, and you have so many great stories in your book, Mark, that I wish we could get to, but I want to honor our callers as well who have some questions for you. So let's go back to the phones. Craig is calling from Omaha, Nebraska. Craig, you're on the air. What's your question for Mark Eriks?
The system provides support while parking in a space and maneuvering, for example, in confined and difficult-to-see driving situations. For this purpose, multiple cameras all around the vehicle provide information to the system. The system automatically switches the perspective depending on the situation. If desired, the perspective can also be manually selected. Based on this information, the onboard electronics compute additional camera perspectives. This makes it possible to optimally represent the parking or maneuvering procedure on the control display with computer-generated 3D views. A freely movable camera enables the representation from different perspectives. Furthermore, additional camera functions for displaying the vicinity can be selected. The rear view camera for displaying the area behind the vehicle. And The panorama view for displaying crossing traffic, for example, at intersections and exit ramps. In addition, various assistance functions, for example, an overlay of guidelines, enable more self-assured maneuvering in the most confined spaces. The representation of the vehicle and its vicinity from the various camera perspectives makes every parking and maneuvering procedure even safer.
Hi. Yeah, I got a two-part question, actually. Why doesn't California...
This intelligent all-wheel system transfers the drive force even with difficult road surfaces optimally to the road. Sensors continuously monitor the driving condition of your vehicle and recognize a large variety of conditions of road surfaces. For example, dry road, wetness, or snow. The system responds to problematic road surfaces by distributing the drive force variably between the front and rear axle. For example, when the rear wheels are on a slippery road surface and the front wheels are on a dry surface. The drive force is increased variably at the front wheels. This allows the vehicle to move off quickly and safely. Even when driving curves, xDrive contributes to a more agile and secure driving response. In combination with the Dynamic Stability Control, DSC, the system will detect if the vehicle is oversteered when driving curves very fast. The drive force will automatically be transferred from the rear wheels to the front wheels. Driving around the curve with the best possible traction is thereby ensured. This intelligent all-wheel system thereby combines optimal traction, lane stability, and driving safety with the highest possible level of agility.
Have a desalinization plant.
And your other question, Craig?
Well, I mean, from the salt that they get, because I don't like up there in Nebraska, they use a lot of salt. I know Midwestern states do, for the roads. So it'd be a win-win, I'm thinking.
Okay. Well, Craig, thank you for your call. Mark, is desal part of, or does it need to be part of California's future?
It's been talked about. We built one near Santa Barbara. It closed up. It's very expensive. They have some environmental, effects.
They take a lot of energy.
They sure do. I think the Californians who want to be saved from these constraints, they will, that becomes one of the ideas. And it may be that in the future, if we continue to, insist on growing and everything else, that we will have to, to take that desal plant out of mothballs and build some others, and it might be part of a larger solution.
Yeah. Well, there is a really key figure in your book that I do want to spend some time hearing about, Mark, and that is Stuart Resnick. He's the richest farmer in America. Tell us about Stuart Resnick and why he plays such an important role in the story of California's water.
Yeah, I mean, this book could have been subtitled "Chasing Water and Dust and Stuart Resnick Across California." I've been trying to nail down his story for more than a decade. And Stuart Resnick is a classic Californian. He came from somewhere else. He came from New Jersey, and he came out here in the 1950s to reinvent himself. His dad was a bar owner, and today, like the old barons of wheat, like Isaac Friedlander, Stuart Resnick isn't of this place. I mean, he's never driven a tractor or cranked open an irrigation valve, never put his foot on the shoulder of a shovel, dug down into the soil. I mean, he really wouldn't know one of his Valencia orange groves from one of his Washington navel orange groves. He lives in Beverly Hills, and he farms in the valley, and the center of his empire is Lost Hills. And Lost Hills and Beverly Hills could not be two different places on the California map. And he, the land to him is kind of not real. It's like an economy of scale that no one's tried. And he is the biggest farmer in the United States. And
China ready for further U.S. trade talks, ambassador says. By David Lauder and McKinney Bryce, Washington, Reuters, Chinese.
The remaking of Stuart Resnick really began with going to UCLA Law School, and then he became a cleaner LA builder.
Intellectual on me, and I appreciate. It is by definition a beatdown. They blew two 17-point leads and an 18-point lead. The Warriors had to try hard, and therefore, come on.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Discounts not available in all states or situations.
He said, stop talking about socialism. And this year, the best ways, the most effective ways to address inequality are not to
game, but you can listen to this channel right now or anytime by streaming on your phone.
Truth! You can't handle the truth! It's...
Casi 14 años sin ir a mi tierra, donde nací. Ya todo ha cambiado.
Okay, so I'm going to hit this off. Cameras P and Wavemark A off. Sports, Comfort, Eco Pros, Adaptive, and all the H in orders. And let's see what's going to happen on the cluster displays and then on the center display. So here it comes. Starting from this off. Okay, then camera. I'm going to hit it once again. Okay, then P mark here. Right, A off. So this mark right here has been changed. Okay, sports. Oh wait, before that, let's hit home and sports. Sports once again. Then comfort. EcoPro. EcoPro once again. Adaptive. Lastly, hold. That shouldn't change anything except for the mark here.
We put together a couple of slideshows of Meghan Markle's fashion. SavvyMarketplace.org to check them out. Coming up.
It's our baby and our passion and our life.
And it's a farm and it's their retirement plan. But first, let's do the numbers. Dow Jones shows up 197 today, 0.7%, closed at 25,877. The Nasdaq rose 83 points, about 1%, 77.85. The S&P 500 up 24, 0.8%, 28.64 at the closing bell. Lots of retail news today, as we said earlier. Some of it, though, not so good. Jason Petty saying the segments that closed on yield on the 10-year T-note rose to 2.43%. You're listening to Marketplace.
Marketplace is supported by Cozy, providing tools for landlords to manage their rental properties. Landlords can list properties, screen